Welcome to Subtle Propaganda. I'm Drew, coming to you live from the volcano that will one day destroy us all. Joining me is Three Circles Mike, who has no idea what a Venn diagram is, Integrity Joe, who's late in light, and Rob. We will be talking about pop culture, world news, politics, military culture, fight videos, and the general state of the union. Are we charlatans? I don't know. You decide. Oh, and remember, like, subscribe, and share this podcast with your friends, and don't forget to tell us how wrong we were in the comments.
What's up? We're live. What's going on, everybody?
Yo, what is up?
Not much. It's Friday again. Missing Rob this week for some reason. Decided to go do something else. You know.
I think he went to like Cuba or something like that with his boyfriend. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He just kind of disappeared.
Yeah, Rob the COVID kid had to get out of town for a little bit, so he bounced on us to go hang
Pretty
out with
much.
his friends, his real friends that we're not allowed to hang out with.
Yeah, the true friends.
Damn.
You know,
yeah, who we don't know about.
Yeah. But we get the old 10 o'clock at night text like, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm not going to show up tomorrow.
Yeah. Late.
Yeah, seriously.
Off last night. Oh, yeah,
probably
by the way, guys.
Hammered, like on a beach somewhere. Doesn't know where he is. Stumbling everywhere.
Listening to this right now. Yeah, I think he went to a cabin in the woods to get away from everybody.
Probably drinking another 18 beers in 3 hours or whatever it was.
Yep, as he should. Vacation.
But we got our buddy Poon filling in for Rob. So say hi, Poon.
Hi, Poon. I'm waiting for Rob.
That is Poon's real name too. That's not his nickname or anything. Completely his real name.
Legal name.
Yep.
Legal name. Poon. But yeah, man, the days are getting shorter. The nights are getting longer. It's starting to get dark early as hell now.
Yep.
I don't know about you guys, but basically, I work 10-hour days, so it's almost to the point of when I get off of work, the sun's almost down. And this is actually the last weekend that Yellowstone Park will be open.
No shit, huh?
Are you, how you feel about leaving, Drew? Because it's probably gonna be your last season there, right? Because hopefully you'll be in med school this time next year, and this is it. Like you're done as an employee, pretty much there.
God, I hope this is my last season here. Holy shit, I can't wait to get to like actual usable internet. I mean, I haven't watched Netflix since what, late June.
Yeah, you've been there for a minute.
But yeah, I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. I mean, it's beautiful. Can't beat it. But yeah, we're at the point of my job where we're not doing a whole lot. We're just crunching all the data that we collected throughout the summer. So it's a lot of office work. And then stuff that we do have to go out. It's not as the ice age has cometh, so finally it's gone. So we're back at normal temperature. We're back at normal temperatures. We're no longer at like -10 anymore. We're up in the 50s now. Again.
Okay.
At least it wasn't a long ice age.
See, that's where we are.
Right, but we're up like the higher points where we have to do field work. It's like 7,000 feet, so it's a little bit colder, especially earlier in the morning. If we have to do any field work. But yeah, man, like it's kind of nice, the tourists, the people that come visit the park, they're starting to wind down. There's not as many people here. It's not as crowded. And then yeah, on Sunday we close the east, west, and south gates of Yellowstone. And they'll be closed until December 15th when they'll be open to over the snow travel. So like snowmobiles. But
that would be
you
cool.
better make those. You need to make those gates before they close, then, huh?
Yeah, man, I need to get out of here. It's supposed to I guess not this weekend, but the next weekend, another winter storm's coming in, so I'm trying to get out of here before then. But
damn,
I'm like with the wolves and the bears. Time to hibernate. Time to get the fuck out.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, and then go to Chicago where it's just as nice.
Yeah, prepare for that. Yeah. Prepare for that polar vortex.
Yeah, you get the best of it all. So,
do you live in the city, Drew?
No, I live in a suburb.
Okay.
My sisters live in the city though.
How's that? I've never been to Chicago, obviously.
I mean, it's really cool. I mean, it's way cooler in the warmer months. So like, early fall, spring, like late spring and summer. It's definitely a lot of fun. But Chicago's a little too big for my liking. Can be overwhelming. You're just like stuck to certain. You can only see so much within a day or like a weekend that you're there. But
it's a fun city, though. I mean, if you know where to go, there's a lot of good restaurants. There's a lot of different cultures there. It's
yeah, there's a lot to do there.
There's a lot of good food there. There's a lot of good bars. Like, I never went down there for what was it, St. Patty's Day, but that's on my bucket list. I would love to go to Chicago St. Patty's Day.
When they do the Green River and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we done the River Green and all that stuff. And then if we every 10 years we get lucky and it's like a warm St. Patrick's Day, so it's like 50 degrees outside. That's the best.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Pub crawling in downtown Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Man, I've gotten fucked up a few times.
Yeah, Chicago's cool. I've always had fun there when we go out down in Chicago. Take the train there and back. But the only bummer is taking the train back because half the time you're just like, oh, I just want to be home already. I'm like sobering up now. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean it's convenient though at the same time too.
It is. I just wish they ran a little bit later. That's a little bit of the downside too because they don't want to run them too late. So you gotta get the last one by midnight or something.
That was the downfall of San Diego. Like San Diego, we had at the Solana Beach House, there was one right outside of our house, and we'd go down, we'd party, we'd have a good time, but they'd stop running the train at 12 o'clock. And it's like, dude, like the bars close at like 1:30, 2 o'clock. Like I need the train at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Like let's keep it going.
I guess they want to minimize the amount of drunkenness that's on the train, so cutting them off at midnight versus probably 2 a.m. probably reduces the incident amount a lot.
I wonder how much that would save on DUIs though too. Not to change subjects or anything like that, but I like the train. Like the trains, I think is a good idea. So it's always fun when you get
encouraged.
Yeah,
you got to be encouraged for everything.
Maybe the cost of running a train like at midnight and then like the next one at 2, like it just doesn't it costs too much to do that or something. I don't know.
I think it's just more of the drunk incidences, you know. If you're driving people back at 2 a.m., they're gonna be a lot fucking drunker than at midnight, you know. And I think it's just like probably just a political or like HR, PR type thing of like they just don't want to have to deal with incidences of having to have people, you know, fights or throwing up, cleaning up puke, people passing out, not getting off at their stops, you know. You could just imagine what goes on when you got to sit there for an hour and you got a bunch of drunk people bored on a train.
Yeah, nothing good's happening. That's what I'll tell you. I've seen it firsthand. Drunk people on the train.
Not unless there's a bar on the train, then you're doing good.
Right? That's the way you. That's the way you curve it.
Fancy trains with the bar cart.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, dude. When we went to the Grand Canyon, we took the train up there, and it was awesome because we took the beer train, and we just had Bloody Marys and champagne the whole entire
beer train.
It was great.
Bro, I could get down on a beer train, dude. Like,
yeah, that was good.
They're nasty in California.
Oh yeah, train.
Dude, Bart.
Or even
we got one in Folsom.
Yeah.
Dude, we got one in our town.
Yeah, dude, it's like almost like I like the idea of driving cars in a way of just not having to do anything, and then if you have a bar and a train, I can just cross country that way. That would be cool. What if you can do that with cars one day and just like we can all just do a road trip in like a big ass Suburban that's just auto run by Tesla, and we just be.
I think we could do that already. We just had to get a bus. Yeah, they had those.
Yeah, but someone has to drive it though.
Yeah, that's why you hire someone. They had the party buses, like it's all inclusive, where you get like the driver, you get the booze, you know, you drive on up there, and then they drop you off and say, "Hey, have a good time," and you go party in Vegas.
Yeah, but it would be cooler. No,
but let's do it.
I have it. I mean,
I did with my sisters a few Halloweens ago. Dude, it was awesome. It was like 70 degrees in Chicago. On Halloween, so that's like just amazing weather. And we did so I went down to go see them, hung out with them for a little bit, and then they arranged it with them and all of their friends. We basically met up, we rented out a trolley, and essentially we just loaded up the trolley with a bunch of booze. Trolley had like roll up windows and like those plastic sheet windows or whatever. We were just drinking a bunch of booze on the trolley. Well, we pregame before we got there, drank a bunch of booze on the trolley. Trolley takes you around to all these different bars throughout Chicago. Like you're wearing costumes, you're hanging out the fucking trolley, waving at people, just listening to music, having a good old time, and just bar hopping. It's awesome, man. Took us and then took us to like scenic things too. Like that's where that picture of me where I went as Jesus and I look like I'm walking on water.
How much was
we did that?
How much did I usually run? Like doing that, Drew, like the trolley
if
thing.
You can get like I want to say we had like somewhere around 15, maybe 20 people on it. So if you can get that amount of people to do it, I want to say it was probably a little under 200 a person. I think
that's not bad at all.
I can't really remember. So long ago.
Right, but yeah, I've done that. That's a good ballpark, you know.
Right, it's fairly reasonable.
Yeah, you need the good crowd for it, and you need like a good destination because like in San Diego and like places like Phoenix, it would work because you have to drive everywhere. But I've done it a couple times in San Diego, and dude, it's definitely well worth the money. Like you go to one bar to another, and you just get hammered the whole entire time. When you're thirsty on the bus, you just drink on the bus. I mean, it's just you better be prepared for that full afternoon though, because I don't think you're making it too much longer past it.
All right.
Yeah.
I remember getting an Uber driver when I was in second phase of BRC at Coronado, and he picked us up because he was like a retiree or something, and he had his chauffeur's license, so he could give us beers. So we showed him our IDs, and we were drinking, right? And he had base access, so he could literally pick you up at your barracks. So we took his card and called him the entire time we were down there because I was like, dude, that's gangster. I get to have beers on the way to and from the bar, and you can get on base and drive me actually to the barracks instead of having to get out and walk a fucking half a mile into base.
Yeah, that's how Panama City was, man. There was a bunch of down there. Like you just go and they'd have coolers in the back of the van taxis. They're like, hey, what's up, brother? Where you going? we're going to Tootsie's. Let's go party. Like, all right, well, there's some Coors Lights in the back. Have fun with it, boys.
Panama
like,
City's
drink
also
the whole entire time.
lawless. That place is just a lawless state.
Right,
Do
and
what the
only
fuck
difference
you
is
want
that
there.
guy didn't have a chauffeur license, and that wasn't legal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they run a little more independently down there.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Florida, there's no rules, man.
Yeah, do
Do
whatever
the
the
fuck
hell
you want.
That's
dude.
it,
Being there during
Florida, man.
spring break just changed my whole opinion of spring break. Before I was just kind of like, just what I've heard and kind of saw and stuff. And I was like, it's probably all dramatized. And then being there during spring break, I was like, dude, this shit is almost too much for me to
Oh,
handle, dude. Like, this is
that was one
fucking
of the
nuts,
best
dude.
times of my life. It was
Dude,
so
it was
fun.
great, bro. But
Oh,
it was
I
like,
was there.
dude, it was hard to keep up with, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, every 2 weeks I single-handedly boosted the economy of Panama City with my paycheck, dude. It would. Oh my god, I spent so much fucking money in there. And
Oh,
per diem,
dude.
first recon gave me money to go to dive school, so I spent so much per diem over there.
Dude, I was
Oh,
getting my
it was great.
E5 BAH too and everything there. So, like, and getting
Oh
my
yeah.
hotel paid for. So, like, yeah, I was just like blowing money like it was cool.
Yeah,
It
That's
was
why.
awesome.
That's why all those bros and chads were so sad when coronavirus first broke out, and they're like, "What? Spring break's canceled? Fuck
Yeah.
that!"
Do you guys
Yeah.
remember the spring break that was in San Diego? It was about the time that we all got there, like in 2000. I want to say like 7 or 8. It was around that time. But
That was
there,
before me. I didn't get there till 2009.
2009. Well, they used to have
Yeah.
open container on San Diego beaches and stuff like that. And then there was like this huge riot. It was during spring break, or like it was maybe 4th of July. I can't remember exactly, but
Oh, are you
it's like,
talking about Floatopia?
no, it wasn't Floatopia. It was right after that though. Like, because I do remember
Yeah.
Floatopia. That was one of the reasons why they canceled drinking as well, because that was in Mission Bay. But this one was specifically in PB, the beach in PB, and there was like this huge fucking fight, this huge fucking riot, like on the beach. And so they were like, we got to outlaw drinking now. So go fuck yourselves.
Yeah, well, that's where Floatopia came from.
Uh,
Floatopia is like a protest to the
that's right.
banning of having drinks on the beaches of Southern California. And
That's right.
there's a loophole in the law that if you're floating on the ocean, like if you're floating in the ocean, you can have an open
Yeah.
container and there's nothing that they can do. So that's what Floatopia is. You just get bunch of people that bring their own like inflatable inner tubes or pool floats or whatever it is, and they just all tape them together, all combine them together, and it's just like basically people floating on them, or just just essentially standing at like knee deep water just drinking beers, and there's or alcohol, and there's like nothing like the cops can do. It's like, hey, stop doing that, and they just jump on the float or whatever. And then like people just fucking leave all their beer cans and like floating inner tubes or whatever. So
I remember they got rid of that though, because everybody left their beer cans and stuff like that.
yeah,
And
they trash
like,
it. They trash
exactly.
like all the beaches and stuff. And so they banned that. They like made a new law to ban it.
Well, I think that's crazy
Yeah.
about fucking Florida too, is that you can drink till like fucking 4:30 in the morning there.
Oh,
Like
that was the best
it's like
part
the
of
next step to like Nevada of just having no end time. Like
Yeah.
pretty much Florida has no fucking bar closing time. Like
We did that a couple times where the bars would close at 4, and if you had booze, you could drink it there until you were done. So it'd be like 4:30, 4:45, until you got out and stuff like that. And then you'd go to Waffle House for an hour, kind of get like a breakfast and stuff like that. And then the bars would open up at like 6:30, 7 o'clock. And if you weren't drinking, we would just go on the beach and pass out for a couple hours and just redo it all over again. It was good. My liver hated me for that time there. That's for sure.
Dude, I had to like readjust my schedule instead of going out at like 9 or 10, going out at like midnight, like
Yeah.
like the bars didn't start getting busy till like 1 a.m., like
Well,
if you got to the bar at like 10 o'clock, it was still like people eating dinner and the regulars there chilling,
Yeah, that was the great part about it. You could like nap after class and stuff like that. So after getting the rash, you kind of be good and then go
you
out.
never really had to get up super early. So, and if you did, it was like just a normal workout or a fin and then go to a class. So it's like, and a lot of the dudes told me that when you started breathing O2, it just like it's an instant hangover cure. Like you can go fucking
Yeah.
it's a muscle builder and a hangover cure to the point where like you can go out and party, still work out and get jacked, and then just go dive and like you're back to 100%. Like 5 minutes
There's
in the
no doubt.
dive.
When you're doing night dives, that was the best part about it. So night dives, you get in there like around, I don't know, like 9, 10 o'clock, you dive, you get done with your dive like around 2 or 3, go have a couple fucking beers, the bars are open, fucking breathe O2 the next day, bing, bom, boom, you're good. Technically, you're not allowed to drink. You shouldn't be drinking, but everybody fucking
Yeah,
did
like
down there.
that's not gonna happen. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That's crazy
Yeah.
too, because if you think about it, that's partially why the bars are open until 4. It's because of dive school. And we're not the only people that do night dives like that, probably. So it's probably like a huge boost in their economy between like, 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. when everybody gets done with their dives and don't have to be back in class till like noon the next day. Or like, would you guys have to show up the next day? Like, you get done at 1.
We'd show up. If we get done at like 1 o'clock in the morning, we have to show up like around maybe like 7 or 8 the next night.
Oh, damn. So you almost had like 20 hours off.
Yeah, you just have to pre-dive your rig. You'd have to put your rig together, just make sure it floats, make sure it doesn't fucking, sink or anything like that, make sure there's no holes in it.
But
just
damn,
it wasn't hard the second phase. The first phase is what kicks your ass. That's when you get fucking beat in the pool.
Right, yeah, that's a little bit harder for sure because you're also getting up earlier and you're doing a lot more classroom shit too. You gotta stay awake for.
Yeah, but yeah, as for partying, Panama City Beach was fun, man. Like I said, I was there from like January to May. I went there for dive and dive med, and it was so much fun just to sit out like on the bar, watch all the college chicks rent mopeds, crash them on the main strip. You're just getting wasted. People are doing
white girl wasted.
Oh man, it like the definition of it, man. It was so much fucking fun.
Dude, it's nuts, bro. I like I said, it changed my whole outlook on it. I gotta be like, bro, I should have been going to spring break a long time ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, San Diego had some good party spots though too. I mean, San Diego is just like a classic for. You can go anywhere on the coast, anywhere west of the 5, and it's a great experience. Like you having a cocktail, you can have good food, and I'd much rather do San Diego over Florida any day, any part of Florida.
Yeah, you just go down up or down the 101, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the not Carl's, but Encinitas. Was Encinitas and PV were definitely some good spots to go, and they were chill and they weren't as crazy and busy as that gas lamp was.
But still had just a lot of hot girls, attractive, just like beautiful women. It was good drinks. Everybody's feeling good, getting fucked up. San Diego was always a good spot, and then you get a California burrito afterward.
Dude, that was the best part of it, dude.
Yeah.
That's the best part of the whole night was waiting for the Uber and getting the California burrito and eating that and fucking being like, oh, I'm good now. Wake up in the morning, good to go.
You get a California burrito unless you're Rob, and then you just get punched in the face while you're waiting in line for your troubles.
Yeah.
But that's a story we'll have to wait for Rob to tell
himself.
Yeah.
We gotta, as soon as we find Rob, we'll have to ask him about it. Currently MIA. I don't know where he's at.
But what's going on? What's going on with you, Joe? I know you having a busy day. You just had Delilah's birthday, and you're getting ready for the new baby.
So you're gonna have both birthdays in like a couple weeks, so in like 1 month.
Yeah,
and like back to back, dude.
Yeah, apparently the beginning of the year is very cold for us, so.
Like consistent. You're all on that consistency, right?
Sure. No, it's been good, man. But my wife is due here in about a week, so we're definitely getting ready for that. And yeah, like you said, my younger one, or my older one, Delilah, she's 3. But we had her birthday party last week, so getting that ready and everything.
Was there a theme for the party?
Yeah. Oh, of course, you know my wife. So there.
What was the thing? What was the thing?
It was wild and 3, like a jungle theme. So everybody had to dress up in their outfits and stuff like that. We had a bounce house and they were all over. So yeah, it was a busy day getting everything.
Did you get in the bounce house, Joe, and bounce?
Of fucking course, man.
Okay, good.
Of course,
good.
Oh, it was great. Well, so much now too. Carla now, she wants to get a bounce house. So that's
She wants to buy one.
yeah. So that's on the list now. So, but no, we got her. It's been really good for my older one. You know, she has the trampoline she got for her birthday. She got a new puppy for her birthday. She got stuffed animals. She got, every dolls, everything. So it's been really good. And then, like you said, on top of that, yeah, the wife's due here in about a week. So, you know, number 2's on the way, and it's been interesting. You know, it's definitely getting down to like the line. I think my wife and I both realized this last like day or two, like, oh shit, like it's happening.
Game time,
you know, like,
now.
It's coming.
Yeah, like up until this point, it's been all her though. Like I haven't had to do shit. It's been so she's complaining, like, oh, I don't feel good and this and that. I'm like, I'm eating Cheetos and, you know, just eating Snickers, whatever the fuck I want, and it's not too hard.
Is she still working, or is she like on
No,
like leave or whatever?
no, she just got off on FMLA or something like that. I forget what it's called.
Okay.
But yeah, she stopped last week, so she's pretty big now. She's pretty uncomfortable, you know. So she's definitely.
Oh yeah, dude, she's ready to pop any second now.
Oh yeah,
Right.
dude. Yeah. Well, I told that to my dad. So my parents came over today and we celebrated my daughter's birthday. You know, her actual birthday today. So we went out to lunch and stuff like that, and you know, did some good day drinking and stuff like that. But but yeah, I forget where I was going with it now. Totally.
Did Uncle Jerry make his Mai Tais today?
No, thank God not, because I don't think I'd be able to be on right now. So
yeah, dude, that's gonna be
like John.
Oh God, yeah, him passed out in the corner. He still remembers those ones. But yeah, it's been good though, man. We're ready for the baby, you know, we're ready for everything. But number 2 is definitely a little bit smoother than number 1. So if anybody has any kids, you know, let me know what you think.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
It's been good, you know. We got everything. Thank God. Well, it kind of sucks that there's 2 girls. You know, the Afghan curse caught up with me. So,
well, it's just crazy. They're a week apart. Like going forward in your guys' like when you like next year and the year after that, you're gonna have to like budget a bunch of money for this month because you got 2 kids that get at birthdays the same month. And you're gonna be doing like either combine their parties or like do you have a party month? Like
you're gonna have to combine their birthday and
well, come on,
that bullshit.
You know my wife, dude. She would never let anybody combine her birthday, and that's what I told her. I was like these girls' birthdays, you really think they're gonna be combined? She's like, oh yeah. I'm like, how long do you think that's gonna last? As soon as they're teenagers, there's gonna be separate parties. I'm so fucked this month of October. So
yeah,
it's our anniversary. There's a lot happening in the month of October. So
write Joe off and doing anything in the future in the month of October for the end of time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, October is off limits for us. So, but it's definitely been interesting. You know, it's been good. But yeah, I'm ready for this little fucker to get out though. That's for sure. So.
Yeah,
I want a nice healthy baby. So
it'll be good, man. Like my nieces and stuff, they're super close to each other. I mean, they're about the same age difference that will be between Delilah and then the new baby girl. So I'm sure it'll work out. It's all good.
Yeah, I think so too. I think 3 years isn't too bad. It's definitely the max. Like they'll be in high school together, you know.
And that's a good time because they're close enough in age to be friends. Like after, like when they get older, and they're close enough to be friends when they're younger too. Because like when you're younger, it's hard to be friends with siblings that are like 4 or 5 years apart. Like it's me and my youngest are like 11 years apart, right? My youngest sibling.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like the ones that I was closest to are the ones that were like 2 to 3 years apart from me, and the ones that were younger were like wasn't really that close to them until I was older, until we were all in our 20s, and then it was kind of all just a mismatch when you get older, right? It doesn't really matter anymore, but
yeah, that's how my family is. You know, we come from like a hodgepodge kind of family, but I have a half sister that's 12 years. And we're pretty close though. I mean, we are way far away, but we're pretty close. And then I have 2 stepsisters that are, you know, a little bit. One stepsister is like 6 months younger than me. My older one is about 5 years older than me. But I think 3 years, like I said, like you're within high school and stuff like that. It's not too bad. So it's a lot better than I think of Irish twins. Like I've seen people do Irish twins before, like 9 months apart, and that's fucking insane. They're like running around with their like head on fire. They're just like, I don't know what to do. Fuck that, dude. Like I'm glad we took some time in between. Yeah.
Yeah, my sister did similar things. She had her first son, and then I think 2 years later she had her daughter, but she also didn't time them in the same month. But yeah, so they have two that are about 2 to 3 years apart as well.
Yeah, dude. These girls are. Delilah was October 30th, and Daphne's going to be November 9th. So they're right there.
Nice. Well, Poon, you got to give us an update on what's going on. What's going on in your neck of the woods? What's going on in Commie-stan, or as I like to call it, Trash Canistan, California?
Oh, just getting robbed on my paychecks.
Let me get my popcorn out for this one.
Yeah. Any more toilets with Donald Trump in them, like on lawn decorations as you're walking your dogs? You come across any more?
Dude, there's only one of those here. Like in my area here in like white suburbia, upper middle class here, it's dude, every other house has a fucking Trump flag on it. It's super weird. Like I went to go to UPS down the street to pick up a package, and I saw like 3 cars with fucking Trump flags like coming out of their fucking windows. And those ones you roll up and they stick up above the car. Dude, there's a lot of Trump shit out here. Surprisingly.
Yeah, I see a lot of Trump shit around me in Missouri too. But I see a lot of Biden
go 70% blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
it's true.
Trump has like a 30-point deficit or something like that in California in the polls.
Yeah, I think so.
When was the last time a Republican won California?
1976 or something, 1973.
No, it was 84, right? 84. Reagan's re-election.
Yeah, it was 70s or 80s. So it wasn't that long ago, but
80. I think it was 84 was Reagan's re-election.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Basically, every state was red except for Minnesota.
Right now.
Minnesota was like the one holdout.
Nobody wanted to campaign there.
Sticking to their guns, right? Yeah. No way, dude.
The one state that has so much integrity to not vote for Ronald Reagan, but they'll elect Jesse the Body Ventura as the governor of the state.
Dude, governor. You know how many times I've gone to the grocery store and there's been like a booth outside saying what was their thing? Like, pretty much like, sign a petition to get rid of Gavin Newsom. So many of them. At least 3.
I mean, you don't have to petition Gavin Newsom out of office. You can just not vote for him next time.
Well, yeah. They're doing the whole signature thing.
88 was the last year, by the way.
88.
Oh, I was close.
Even not so long ago.
God, Gavin Newsom, dude. He's the worst.
Dude.
Well, maybe not the worst, but one of the worst.
No, he is the worst. He's being sued right now. Like, he's in court. Like, they're just like...
For what?
I'd have to pull it up. I follow it. Assemblyman Kiley has like a blog that he updates on kind of what they're doing. But he's actively in court. Nobody knows about it. Like, no California fucking knows about California. Not follow at all. They keep that stuff hush hush. Because pretty much he's been just like through like proxy of like some act, like Security Act or like Pandemic Security Act, whatever he used to invoke, executive power, and been putting pen to paper and just legislating law left and right out here.
Yeah. It's abuse of executive authority, probably.
Yeah. So they're going after him for that. I could pull some stuff up and check. I get a weekly email from someone in Kylie, and it's pretty long and lengthy, but yeah, he's getting his ass thrown in court, but they're delaying it and stuff and avoiding it and giving him runarounds as much as possible.
Isn't he trying to make I've heard he's trying to make a presidential run here in the future.
I'm sure.
Dude, do they talk about that in California?
I'm sure.
Yeah. But do they ever bring that up in California at all, or do you hear anything about it?
Not really, no. But I mean, I'm sticking to my guns here. I think Biden Harris is going to win. I don't know who mentioned this to me, but I am a firm believer that Biden Harris win. Biden gets fucking chucked out of office for being
For sure.
incompetent, being
For sure.
Yeah, I was calling that.
Alzheimer's,
Health-related
and then
reasons or whatever.
Yep. That's why
yeah,
Pelosi got
yeah.
off the 25th.
And then Kamala takes the throne and nominates
Anarchy.
Gavin Newsom to VP, and we are all fucked.
Prepare for re-education,
Bro,
my
I
friend.
didn't think about that though, because if that is a scenario and she does play that out and
We
becomes the
are
president,
fucked.
she could pick the vice president. I didn't think about that. That's crazy.
Oh, dude,
Ooh.
it's awful, man. It's awful to think about.
So, so you obviously heard a lot of people, escaping California and stuff like that right now. What's keeping you there? I mean, obviously your job and any family, anything else, or I mean, have you thought about moving or staying, or what's your opinion
Yeah, we
about it?
talk about it all
We
the
really
time,
got
I mean,
you on here, Poon, as an intervention to leave California. That's really what we trapped you.
yeah, if I
We
could,
trapped
I
you
would.
live
Jackson,
on the
brother.
podcast.
Intervention.
Yeah, I mean, it's just obviously my job. It's a really
Your
good job.
racetracks.
Racetracks, the weather, our
Are you
family,
from there?
friends.
Okay.
Yeah, I was born in the Bay Area, Mountain View.
Aren't you living in your parents' old house? Like that's like your roots, pretty much.
Kinda, yeah. My
Down in
parents
the basement.
divorced. My mom bought this house, and then when she remarried and moved up the hill, eventually I moved into this house when
Oh, that's
previous.
dope as fuck.
Yeah,
that's
that's
not
pretty
bad.
cool.
What a good deal that is.
I'll
Not
take that.
really. I don't get no homie hookup here. You kidding
Yeah,
me?
I think he's actually paying more than he should
I
be.
want my
Yeah.
money.
Yeah, I think a bad decision on my part. I should have sat my ass home and fucking saved money. Here I am, fucking dishing out $2,000 a month.
Hey, that's
rent.
That's a lot better than a lot of other Californians right now, though.
Dude, I can go get a house, and I was looking at last night with Drew. House in Texas, $300K, 2,400 square feet, with the pool, and mortgage
Remember,
is $900.
We talked about it. The difference between my house and your house from Missouri to California, it's like that's like $700 cheaper, probably for the same size house.
Yeah, or about 2,000 square feet here, like 2,100, I think.
Yeah, it's the same with the South. I know a lot of people that move from like the Northeast and they're going down to like North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, stuff like that. And
well, that's why
I actually got Charlotte.
It's cheaper.
That's why Texas and Arizona are going blue, because fucking everyone's leaving the West Coast,
man. I mean, our company put
No, it's not because of the transplants. It's because of the immigrants.
Oh yeah, I know that too. But the transplants.
The Canadians.
The Canadians.
Yeah, the
goddamn
Canadians.
Goddamn Canucks.
Yeah, the brown Canadians.
Oh, the weather here is hot.
Oh yeah, you go out there. You gotta put the sunblock on there, and afterward we'll go to Denny's or Perkins afterward, and we'll be good there.
And have a nice Molson.
Yeah, right.
Just them good old boys from Montreal, them good old boys from Alberta. We don't have these European hockey players from Montreal. They're just flopping all over the place. We need some good old boys. It devolved.
Yeah, it kind of devolved. It was good.
You gotta work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded more like Irish towards the end.
It's hard to do the Albertan coal miner, like oil workers accent.
Yeah, well, it's hard to hold it too when you're just going off the cuff too.
I've never tried the Canadian accent before.
Yeah, it's hard.
Not the Alberta one. I can do the French Canadian one.
I just think of South Park and I just quote South Park stuff.
All right, so not to change subjects back over to it, but what's it gonna take for you to leave California then? Like, how are you getting out? How are you planning your escape?
What's your exit plan?
That's good with it.
Allows us to stay remote. We'll take a look at it. I mean, even into Nevada, like we could move to like Summerlin, which is like southern Nevada by SoCal.
That's a cool place. Yeah,
on the border of California. So then I could still go to like Willow Springs, Streets of Willows, Button Willow, which racetracks, and still get the perks of like California because it's great weather. It's honestly, it's in the good spots, it's really good. Like here where I live, like it's awesome. It's like rated like with the top spot in California to like raise kids. Like great schools, super safe. Normal people running in the morning all over town, kids skateboarding. It's like that perfect familyville. But like if I could keep that kind of sort of close to the similar, like we probably would. It just the whole work thing. I mean, that lady's got to rebuild her clientele. She's a hairstylist, so like that took years here.
Yeah, that's a big thing for hairstylists for sure, and
especially because
she's
bigger in Texas, even the hair.
Well, yeah, the money I
she
make,
has to relicense,
make it work.
She has to relicense too. She goes to Nevada, which takes months to do as well. So she wouldn't even be able to work. Right?
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I had a friend that was married to one of the chicks I went to high school with and stuff. I ended up marrying a Marine, and every time they moved duty stations, she had to get relicensed everywhere, and it took a while a lot of the times.
Yeah. But I mean, to answer that, pretty much if work allowed us to stay remote, we would probably take that opportunity to then move somewhere. It wouldn't be like right away. It would take a year or two. Like we need to start, because we were going to start saving for a house, and then we got bent over and fucked by COVID. So that kind of went out the window because she couldn't work in California because fucking Emperor Newsom shut down all hair salons. And denied her.
Pelosi, though.
Yeah, she couldn't even get unemployment for like 4 months almost.
Yeah, well, she fucked up. She should have just been Nancy Pelosi's personal hairdresser. No problem. No mask, no problem.
Third in line to the nukes got fucking duped by a hair salon.
Third in line to the nukes.
I like how you put that. That is a good point.
Fucking kidding me.
Hey, Dennis Hastert, longtime Speaker of the House, raped a bunch of boys. So I don't know what's worse, child molester or dingbat.
Well, if you listen to a lot of Alex Jones, you'd probably be sensitized to think that's normal in politics with kids. So you probably wouldn't really bat an eye as much anymore. Especially if you listen to the last podcast where they go down that whole rabbit hole.
Is literally from a town just south of where I live in Illinois. He's from Yorkville, Illinois. Apparently raped a whole bunch of people on the wrestling team there. So sorry, Yorkville High School. Sorry about your booty holes, but the old Dennis Hastert there, Speaker of the House, gotcha.
Done gotcha, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
nothing happened to him, man. He served like a very minimal prison term, and he's out.
Yeah.
Not a racism, bro.
Can't believe they didn't fucking
like hundreds of kids.
Can't believe they didn't fuck with him in jail about it. That's the more surprising part. Not that he got a small jail sentence, but he made.
Do you think he went to like a regular prison? Come on, bro.
Yeah,
he's the former Speaker of the House.
Yeah, true. But he lived some cushy ass fucking resort style prison sentence for a couple years.
Yeah, I think he did like 2 years, and like he's serving out the remainder as like house arrest, and it was like 9 years maybe. I don't even know if it was that much. It might have been 5 or something like that. But something absurd.
That's fucking wild. But yeah, not surprising at the same time. It's like you hear it and you're like surprised because it's outrageous, but at the same time you think about it as like, oh, well, that's definitely going to turn into something. You're like, no, it's not. It's just, like, it's like.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of Alex Jones, did any of you guys listen to the Alex Jones episode on Rogan?
Yeah, no.
Bits and pieces.
I'm like, I quit, I think at 2 hours.
Oh, really?
I couldn't do it anymore. Yeah. It was, it's just like, I thought it was going to be interesting, but it was a lot of like, almost I feel like Joe's trying to learn how to moderate for the presidential debates next time. And so he's like trying to, because I think about trying to moderate Alex Jones, right? Besides Trump, who else is the hardest person to probably try to like control and moderate type of a conversation, right? And he's just trying to do that the whole time. And then it's like, it's just a lot of repetition, a lot of just same shit over and over again. And like, I don't know, it's just, Yeah, it's
Did
just
he
weird. I
talk about
couldn't hold on to it.
Did he talk about the nuclear reactor underneath the University of Texas, the secret nuclear reactor?
No, when they talked about COVID. They talked about how it's the Democrats are purposely working with China to keep America shut down to hurt our economy, to boost China, and then they talked about like the Bohemian Rapture thing and Skull and Bones and Illuminati and secret cults and gay sex and like kids and like all that type of conspiracy theory stuff.
Interdimensional child molesters.
Pizzagate.
Yeah, I'm sure Joe was able
Yeah,
to round him. Joe was like working pretty much half of it on not letting him go to the rabbit holes of like interdimensional stuff. Of like he stops him there, so it's like you get the very like think about like the layer of Alex Jones, right? Where it's like you get the like beginning interesting part that kind of makes sense, and then you get the next layer of like, huh? And then the next layer of now we're at interdimensional alien, sex predator, fucking aliens are running the world shit, like 4 layers deep, So it's like Joe pretty much was cutting him off at like the end of that first layer, where I think he knows by now the rabbit hole that that Alex Jones goes into if you let him talk for more than like 5 minutes. So he just kept cutting him off, and then it turns into this cut off, stop, look stuff up, cut off, stop, look stuff up thing.
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
really hard to watch.
Whereas last time though, like Joe was almost encouraging him to go like to the walls and like saying like outlandish shit and stuff like that. Like that's why he was a guest onto a show in the first place, is because he was a conspiracy type of guy, like, and he definitely, I like what you said, Mike. Like he was definitely like more professional with this. Joe was, like he was definitely more like by the book, getting ready for like a presidential debate. But Alex Jones was his typical self, which I fucking found hilarious. I loved it. Like, I
well,
think
he was also, you saw a difference in Alex Jones's temperament too. He was way more like he knew, he was coached going into it that this was not going to be the same. Which not to say,
it was so good.
I also want to preface it with, and it could also be that maybe Joe is trying to actually, because you can't have him on every time and he disputes the same shit every time, right? That's boring, right? You just go in and you just go down these same rabbit holes every time that lead to the same stuff. So maybe this time he was like actually trying to like, let's have him on and let's actually pick apart one of his arguments and see, what actually comes out of it. Can we actually find anything that supports this stuff? So maybe he was actually trying to do that, and it was just really hard to do.
Spotify trying to force him to have some crackdown.
That's also another theory, right? Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Is it Spotify pushback?
That was a
theory.
But what I think it is it's just, and it's not Joe, trying to like become a moderator to host presidential debates or anything. I think Joe is cognizant, or he at least knows of the feedback that he gets for having somebody like Alex Jones on his program or on his podcast. And for as much as Joe says that he doesn't listen to people in the comments, or he doesn't listen to like any of the feedback or like any of the negativity that comes from his podcast, I think he is very aware of the amount of pushback that happens when he has somebody on like Alex Jones, where they're like, hey man, why aren't you like,
he made a post to
it? Yeah, like why aren't you like pushing back and stuff like that? And yeah, good point, Poon. He even made a post about like something, I forget what it was in specific context, but it was like, he made a claim on the show that seemed ridiculous, and then Joe posted a video, I guess substantiated what Alex Jones was saying or something like that. So he's well aware of the feedback that he's getting.
It was,
so
that's why I was saying it's like
you don't really see very often.
I feel like he was trying to authenticise Alex Jones in a way of like, he wanted him on there, and like that was maybe the script beforehand, because even with Alex Jones coming with like actual like printed off documents to hand to Joe in the beginning, like that alone right there is like, all right, you're coming to actually prove a point that you're just not full of bullshit. And maybe that was the objective of it, was like, let's actually go through something, and we'll try to actually show that what you're saying isn't complete nonsense. That's the way that I want to look at it, but I don't know.
It's weird because he'll push back on it's weird because he clearly listens to the criticism he gets for having somebody on like Alex Jones, and will be make an actual effort or conscientious effort to push back on some of the crazier things that Alex Jones says. But then, like, I don't know if you guys listened to the Kanye podcast, but I mean, he essentially treated Kanye with kid gloves. Didn't push back on any of the fucking madness that
Bernie
Kanye was
Sanders. Remember that
spouting.
one?
Yeah,
Which
Bernie
one? Oh
was
yeah,
like,
Bernie Sanders is a good
you
one
just let
too. He
Bernie
didn't push
talk.
back at all on that.
Kanye
Not
was
at
hard to listen
all.
to. I couldn't even.
Jack
I'm not
Dorsey,
even
Jack
gonna
Dorsey
listen to
didn't
that.
push back on any of
Another
the
good one.
Oh, he was a huge
Jack
bitch,
Dorsey
Jack Dorsey.
censorship on Twitter, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fix this." And the second time around, Jack was prepared because he brought on that fucking snake oil salesman lawyer that he has. Fucking
I don't know why
Vigiv or
he even
whatever
did
her
a
name is.
podcast with a lawyer. That would have been like should be an instant like non-starter, you know? Like, yo, if you want to bring
Right.
a lawyer on a podcast with me,
Well,
that's almost
the
like
fucking
doing disservice to his credibility.
well, the other problem was that Joe Rogan brought on the fucking intellectual juggernaut that is known as Tim Pool. Blech. Fucking yawn. What fucking zilch that guy is.
I
I'm
liked
gonna
him.
fill
I
Rob's
don't.
shoes here and defend Tim. Excuse me. I'm just kidding.
I like Tim
Dude,
Pool. I think he goes out into the right,
I like him.
a couple times. There's no doubt about it. But I like where he comes from. You know, he tries to prove it up with some stats and stuff like that and some articles. It's hard, but he definitely has his own opinion. You know, and he's out there. So, but
he definitely has
Pumping
his
out
own
content.
opinion. I don't think
for sure.
anybody's seen saying he doesn't.
No,
But
he's out there. You know, there's no
he's a
doubt he's
fucking
gonna.
idiot. Did you see
I'm
the
gonna go
debate he just
praise it.
had? The debate he just had on YouTube? Because
No.
oh
I
boy,
didn't see that. Was
did
it?
not go well for old Timothy.
No way.
Spanked by who?
Yeah.
It was something weird. It started with a V, Vaush or something like that.
Probably some fucking young Turk commie.
I
don't
mean,
know.
he got fucking crushed.
In regards to how I don't. I mean, if we want to switch subjects, that's fine and everything.
Just a lot
how
of
so?
things, but like I mean, he would say things like oh, Switzerland's handled this pandemic better than any European country, and they didn't lock down at all and haven't enforced any mask policies or anything like that. It's like, no, that's not true. They have like one of the highest mortalities in all of Europe, one of the highest case rates in all of Europe. So it's just like, you're an idiot.
Yeah,
Dumb.
just that's wrong.
They threw it all though. Like, wasn't that like the point? Like it spiked quicker and they got through it versus like the elongated curve or whatever. Wasn't that like the
No, they
the
never
argument or
tailed
whatever?
off. They
Okay.
never
I
tailed
don't know.
off.
I
They
just heard
dropped
there's
just like
going.
everybody else did, but like not substantially. Like they're
now
going through
they're
another spike right now.
just like
'Cause
everybody else is. Yeah, exactly. Everybody's going through a spike. I don't know. I like everybody likes to compare these countries, this and that, about like Switzerland and Germany and Taiwan and Pacific, this that. Like I think every region has its own kind of variables to how that disease or that virus gets spread or transmissed like around the country and stuff like that. But like I think it's hard to kind of compare Switzerland to other countries too. Like people have done different things, but like is it accurate to compare the United States with like Britain or Switzerland or something like that? Like everybody's going through a spike right now. Everybody's affected by this, and that's what we see in the world. Like
Dude,
no
that's
matter
gonna
where you're
be the study
Everyone
topic for
except
the next
China.
fucking 50 years, bro.
at.
China's got it under control,
Case
man.
free.
Yeah,
Not a
it's,
problem.
apparently China and Russia are the only two. So, and maybe North Korea.
They Putin just ordered a nationwide mask policy back. So
Nice.
I saw that.
Newsom's looking
have
more
you
and more
seen
like a fucking dictator.
there's like states and areas that are starting to go lockdown again here as well as back in Europe too. Like Italy's in Europe starting
Porta
to go back
Vallarta.
down lockdown. Texas is about to go in lockdown again. They're talking
Yep.
about it here.
Illinois, I think, is going back on lockdown.
California and New York have been on lockdown.
Yep.
Oh,
We'll
North
see.
Dakota. That was the one I recently heard about. Their numbers are up now. North Dakota, South Dakota's been quiet
North
throughout
Dakota's
this.
North Dakota's had like one of the highest rates, like infectious rates, like throughout the entire thing. They've
That's
been
so
pitted.
weird. I figured they'd be the
Yeah.
most spread apart of everybody. You know?
Yeah. Now when you go to Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, I guess.
That's in South Dakota.
Cheers.
I didn't know that.
You know what's in North Dakota?
Nothing.
Exactly. Nothing.
Indians.
One of the
But
worst
but
states in
but
the-
coronavirus apparently.
Yeah, coronavirus and fracking. One of the worst states in the union.
Fracking.
Yeah, that's it.
Oof. Good old fracking and Joe Biden. So, all right, not to change subjects. I've said that 5 times, this whole podcast.
What
But
would you say? Say it again.
Oh, sorry. Let's get on the presidential debate. I know it might be a little outdated or it might be a little old right now, but with it coming down to it, what do you guys think? Do you think who's going to win it?
The debate? Or are you talking about like the entire
The
election?
The entire
No,
election.
I think we're gonna go down that rabbit hole. I want to preface this conversation with the fact that my Zoom non-mandatory recorded class lecture on Wednesday got canceled because of the election. So we could process our feelings and not be pressured to have to come to a class. And it's a recorded non-mandatory Zoom lecture. Like you don't have to go anyways. Like I don't go on Mondays. I go on Wednesdays.
Process your feelings?
Like yeah, it's like it was a 30 minutes. The first 30 minutes of the class, dude. No shit. Out of 45 people in the class, I looked at it because I was curious how many people were contributing. There was 45 people in there, and it was a professor and 4 people. And 2 of them literally said they've been afraid to leave their house since March because of COVID. Literally the direct quote from them. And it was 30 minutes of this, of COVID shit, and like, and I just had to like take off my headphones, and I'm like, I just put them on the table, and I was like, I'll just wait for her to screen share when she actually starts teaching, because it was just horrible, and it was only 4 people contributing, so it was just like, obviously not a lot of people care. There's 4 people talking about it, but yeah, so my class is canceled because of the election next week.
Oh my god! I just went to a party. I just had a party.
Well, it's just funny. It's like it's not even in person. If it was in person at like 8:30 in the morning or something, like because that's what she said. She said during the 2016 election, she had an early lecture in the morning, and it was very weird. Everybody was kind of just out of it, which I can understand like in person that early in the morning, but like just an online thing that is just there's no participation. You could literally be laying in bed with your computer on or your phone on, like. I think it's a little nuts, but it's whatever. I don't have to go to a class on Wednesday, so.
Well, you get to process your feelings now, so good for you.
Yes, I do. Yep. Right. But yeah, I think. Go ahead, Drew.
I don't know what's more outrageous: the flat-out partisanship that the professor is using, or the fucking gall of the professor to be like, "Oh, it's gonna be such a hard day that I just can't even fucking teach evolution." Like. The amount of people that where it's like no matter what happens to where they're going to allow it to affect their daily life is fucking insane. It was insane when it happened in 2016 when I went to college the next day and everyone acted like everyone acted like their dog got shot in front of them. Unbelievable that this is the only time in your life where fucking things didn't go your way. Well, guess what? That's how most of life goes. Fucking deal with it.
Yeah, it's fucking, I heard it and I'm just like,
dude, you're gonna have to do things that suck and don't go your way, and you're not gonna feel good, and you're gonna be miserable. You just fucking do it anyway. Fucking grow up. It's fucking ridiculous.
It's stupid. I just it's like, are we really having this conversation right now? Like,
look, I don't like Trump, but I certainly don't want Biden to win either. But
yeah,
I'm not gonna fucking. It's not gonna be the end of the world if fucking Biden wins. I mean, it's just gonna be like whatever. I mean, it's not how I wish things turned out. I mean, I don't even want Trump to be president, but
that's how I look at it.
I was wondering too.
In office, we're still going to be fine. It's still going to be America. We're still going to go on. We're still going to live. Like, it's not going to be the end of the world. We'll just keep going. We'll be fine.
Yeah, maybe just prepare for your re-education, get your money out, get prepared to pay reparations.
Yeah, because they're going to be able to do all that in 4 years. Take the Second Amendment away too, and completely transform the country 4 years from now.
Okay, let's do a round table and just give how we think the election's going to go. I'll go first. I think Biden's gonna win on a landslide.
I'll go second.
Wait. Drew, do the react. Do your reaction to? Like, so what do you think the public reaction is going to be, or if you think Trump's going to willingly just be like, I lost, like, or what do you think that aftermath is going to be like? Do you think it's going to be just a bunch
anarchy?
of
No matter what, whether whoever wins, they're going to be right in the streets, no matter who wins.
Well, wait for
It's
your
really
turn, Joe. I thought we were doing a round table. I just wanted to add to the question. That was my own.
I don't think it's gonna be a good reaction either way it goes. Obviously, it'd be worse. I think the reaction would be stronger if Trump got reelected. But I think Biden's gonna win in a landslide. I think all of Trump's base or supporters are gonna be pretty upset. Um, and I think Trump maybe will do some, I think that's the best term for it, but some dog whistling about the validity of the actual election. But I think, like might procrastinate on like accepting the loss for a few days, but I think he ultimately will. And then, we'll probably have to deal with him in some capacity. And I don't know, but he could possibly go for the Grover Cleveland strategy. But who knows?
Have a Biden Trump rematch in 2024.
It's possible. It's possible because he'll still have his 4 years of eligibility. Obviously, who knows how either candidate will age in 4 years. I mean, God, could you imagine voting on those two fucking losers again in fucking 4 years?
Could you imagine having a repeat, bro?
Biden can barely fucking talk now. Jesus Christ. But,
That would be
yeah,
interesting,
that's what I
though.
think is gonna happen.
I think that I'm with you that Biden's going to win on a landslide. I think it's going to be, especially with the fact that like already the amount of voters that have early voted is half of the total voters of the 2016 election. So I think Biden's going to win, no problem. And I think until from Tuesday or Friday or whenever they actually announce it, because of how long it takes potentially to count all the ballots, whoever loses is going to be in like an automatic, like both sides probably have already strategized how they're going to do it, and they're just going to call for voter fraud or recounts or some type of they're going to call it shenanigans essentially, and then there's going to be a fight until the inauguration in January, and then that's where like I'm stopping my like prediction point at this point, and like we'll see what goes from there, but I think that's what who's going to win and what the reaction is going to be. I think if Trump wins, it's going to be more like emotional crying and probably some
Those liberal
violence.
tears are gonna be so sweet.
Yeah, but if Biden wins, I don't know. I feel like it's going to be bad, but I don't think that there's going to be as many people outraged if Biden wins versus if Trump wins. I think the rioting is going to be a lot less if Biden wins than if Trump wins. But that's my predictions. Go ahead, Joe.
Dude, I got to go with my main squeeze. I think old Donnie T is going to win, man. I think it's going to be close. Yep, I'm going to stick with him, man. If we're going to go off it, if I'm a betting man and everything, I'm going to go with him. Just for the sole reason is the media and everything has been fucking just pure chaos. Nothing's been true in the last year, the last couple of years, and I agree with you, Drew. He's not the best candidate I would pick for the Republican Party or the Conservative Party, whatever. But I wish there was someone else on both sides, because if there was a good Democrat, I would vote Democratic in this election. But I think that with Biden the way it is, man, like the guy's fucking crazy, man. Trump's decisive. He's a dick, but I think overall Trump's going to win. I think it's going to be fucking shady, dude. With the count and ballots and stuff like that. Who knows what the fucking believe with that, because again, it's just going back and forth on both sides. Both sides.
Somalia video or whatever.
Yeah,
Somalian.
man. I think there's just good examples of it all over the place. I know plenty of people that have gotten multiple tickets. I know that for sure, and so I think this whole thing has just been so fucking political through the COVID, pandemic and stuff like that. It's just, I'm sick of it all. I want it all to be done. And then even after this fucking election, it's not going to be done because then we got COVID that we got to deal with, and who knows how we're going to fucking deal with that. So I think no matter what, I agree with you, Poon, dude. I think no matter who fucking wins, man, there's going to be riots in the fucking street. I think that if Trump wins, people are going to be so fucking pissed off that they are going to fucking tear down shit and take shit. And then if Biden wins, people are going to be so fucking happy that it's going to be like the South Park episode. Fuck you. Yeah, Obama won. Hey, fuck. Hey, what's up,
It's
man?
going to be
And
like
then
when they win the World Series and loot and destroy
Yeah.
shit because they're celebrating.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I think no matter where we are, this country, if Trump remains in office, it's still going to be a very separated country, which fucking sucks. If Biden wins, like we'll see where it goes. I think a lot of, the people on the right don't want a fucking war. They don't want like anything to happen, but like they don't want their constitutional, amendments being taken away and stuff like that. So, I don't know. Overall, I think Trump's going to win, man. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a fucking pain in the ass. I think it's going to continue to be a pain in the ass in 10 years, and they're never going to stop bitching about it, but ultimately he'll win.
Poon?
Yeah, I'm going to have to step away from YouTube pussies and not go with the easy pick. I'm going to say Trump's going to pull it through.
Oh, yeah.
I bet on him last election and he won. I'm going to keep it true to it because I don't want to say Biden's going to win. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
You don't want to have to say it, like verbally say it? Is that
the polls are way worse now than they ever were for Trump versus Hillary.
So
yeah, there's no doubt. But again, I don't believe anything the media says.
And Biden's campaign is much more competent than Hillary's ever was.
Well, I just look at the voters that have already turned out. You have the reason why Trump was able to win so easily last time is that the only people that showed up to vote were the demographic that he was targeting. Now, the demographic that didn't show up to vote last time is showing up to vote now. So just look at that aspect.
Like, oh shit, I should have voted.
No, it's just that they're actually woke now, and they're actually like, this is actually worth me actually going and doing compared to before.
I think a lot of people are going to vote in person, though. I really do. I think a lot of people aren't scared.
There's already been literally half the amount of voters in the 2016 election have already voted early, not including the mail-ins, just early voting. Literally half the amount from the 2016 election as of today.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Crazy.
I'm totally with you.
Yeah, isn't that nuts, dude? I think it's going to be majority online and early, and like I think the minority is definitely going to be in person.
I think it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be a landslide like Drew said. I think it's going to be super close.
I think so too.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I think it's going to be super close at the state level. I don't know if...
Dude, there'd have to be a really hidden silent majority.
Well, wait, Drew, before you go there, hold on. Wait, let Poon finish his prediction, and then we can go into that. But what do you think the aftermath's going to be, Poon?
I think
of the election from now to the
Trump
inauguration,
wins, shit will burn like it did in 2016, and we'll have billions of dollars of destruction of private property, and they'll burn down the same districts that voted blue with them, the same districts that believe the same ideology that they believe, like fucking morons. I think if Trump wins or if Biden wins, nothing will happen.
You think nothing's gonna happen?
No, nothing's gonna fucking happen. When you have a bunch of hundreds of thousands of conservatives across the country burning shit down and hitting people in the head with fucking crowbars, fucking bike locks, when ever.
Yeah. All right.
Like there was literally every single major city in the United States rioting.
Nah, they just murder 3 people in the streets of Kenosha, Wisconsin with an AR-15.
Right. Hey, at least he didn't get gun charges.
In Illinois.
Yeah, right, exactly.
He's still
not murder charges.
He's still got to beat murder charges in Kenosha.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off, Drew, but I just wanted to make sure Poon got to finish his prediction. What were you gonna say?
I don't know. Was I talking about how the polls? Oh, Texas is a toss-up, man.
Yeah.
Everywhere's a
That's
toss-up, I feel
insane.
like. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
Texas
look at-
being is
I-
Look at
Texas
the
is
latest.
new.
Look at the latest poll right now. He has a 1-point lead in Texas.
but he still has a lead.
Hey, let me quote my boy
I guess
Vin
he still has a
Diesel.
lead.
Winning. Doesn't matter if you win by a mile or an inch. Winning's winning.
Hey, yeah,
It's true.
guess what? A
but-
doctor with a C graduates a C is also known as what? A doctor.
C's
right.
get degrees,
C's get
baby.
degrees. Yeah, true. Do you think that if like Texas turns blue, like you mentioned, Drew, before, and like there'll be no Republicans out of Texas for a while, like do you think are on a future of Democrat presidents if we get all these states that turn blue this round? And then for the next foreseeable elections, we're probably going to be fighting to have another Republican.
I think so.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
I think
The
conservatism is
popular
dying.
answer. I mean, the popular answer is that if Texas flips blue, we'll never have another Republican president ever again. But I don't think that's true. I think that it'll be a wake up call to the Republican Party. They realize they need to not rely on somebody like Donald Trump, where although he's effective at exposing the media and other things like that for the hypocrisy that they are, actually getting somebody who is actually a competent political leader and can actually get things done. Could you imagine if Trump was actually competent and knew what the fuck he was doing, what he could have done in his first years? Like, could you imagine if somebody like Tom Cotton or Nikki Haley had been president for these last 4 years? So much could have been done.
Yeah, there's no doubt. He's not tactful in what he does or what he says. That's the thing that sucks. He's very diversive in that, and he'll split the parties. Where he should be bringing that together.
He's just incompetent. He just loves hearing the own sound of his voice and super narcissistic and all that kind of
Imagine,
stuff.
imagine if you had somebody competent and you had someone that could utilize Twitter the same effectiveness that he can, but you
and
alter it
he's clearly
to
not
boost it, bro.
and
It
he's
could
clearly
be
not good
insane.
at delegation, right? He's
Mhm.
clearly not he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing, and he's clearly not good at getting the right people to do the job.
I'll give you that. Or he likes to fire people, that's for sure. So
I think
he's good
it's probably
at that.
it's probably hard to work with, It's probably it's also probably just like it makes it look better. He fires them, then a bunch of people just resign underneath him, right? He's probably hard to work for. So he just preemptively fires everybody before they can resign.
You really think he has no idea what he's doing? No idea at all? Like he's just some complete bozo?
As far as policy making goes, absolutely.
See, I just
no experience.
What about the foreign policy stuff we were
But I
talking
agree
about
with
the
his
other night?
policies. Every policies that he's made, he's done very well with. I think well, not every policy. I shouldn't say that. There's obviously a couple that you're not going to agree with. But like, I don't really disagree with his policies. Now, how internal conflicts go within his office and how he addresses the American people, that's what I disagree with. I don't, but policy wise, like I don't really have a problem with his policies that what he's done.
I mean, he's completely ineffective in his first 4 years. He had 4 years to repeal and replace Obamacare. He didn't do any of it.
I'll give you that. I give you healthcare, man. There's no doubt about healthcare. But you look at North Korea. You look at the tensions in that area. They're not as high. You look at Middle East, getting everybody on board. He's done that. You look at the economy, which
getting everybody on board. What does that mean?
Well, getting everybody on board with this this truce over with the UAE. You have Saudi Arabia, where they the ones that I had to look it up. But
there was a new
and there's another one. Who was it?
Did you go to war with anybody else? I don't think so.
But that's another good point is that we haven't brought up any wars over there, and he's pulling troops back from Afghanistan, Iraq. There's no doubt about that. However, I think that we're going to maintain that military. We talked about that on here before too, but I think we're going to maintain a presence in the Middle East no matter fucking what. That's going to be the fact. It's just going to be like Japan. It's going to be like Germany. To this fucking day, we still maintain bases over there. But
didn't he smoke ISIS?
Yeah,
months.
Yeah, he put it down fast. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, ISIS is not a threat of what it was.
8 years.
Yeah, so I agree with this foreign policy, and freeing up that foreign policy gives us more resources here in the United States to put that into people and to communities in the United States. So I think if we keep that at bay, it does work. I believe in the industrial war complex. I do believe that, like we can get out of hand, and I do believe that people make money off that, and we've seen that in the past. There's no doubt. But as of right now, like, yeah, I think, foreign policy right now, I'm happy with, man. I'm a lot happier with that than fucking Joe Biden's, than Obama's. That's for sure. His economic plan, dude, like, bro, you're going to be a doctor, man. You're going to get taxed the shit out of. I mean, he wants to tax you fucking upwards like 40% in some states and stuff like that. I think that's fucking crazy, man. I believe in less government for sure. And then the other thing, I mean, not to tax Joe Biden, but the Second Amendment, man, that's a big one for me too. So, not to get off Trump and go on to him,
a very big ally on the Second Amendment. So,
but he's maintaining though. He's maintaining, and he hasn't talked about removing it. So,
yeah,
and
but
there's
that's
no
just
doubt
because of
about
his
that.
voter base. It's only literally a voter base thing.
For sure.
Which is probably Biden's
But I mean,
thing too, right? Like it's also a trigger word, right? You got to say it so that people know you're legit.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. Like, I don't really know his stance on guns. He's a New Yorker, and I do believe he is a politician at this point. And all politicians, they're gonna lie to you, man. So, is there a potential for a politician to come for the Second Amendment and attack guns? Of course, but he's not doing it like Joe Biden is right now. I don't know.
Well,
I think he's done a good job doing.
We're repeating our last episode. Yeah,
sorry.
He said he was going to pull it out of Afghanistan and Iraq, and he didn't. So he's a fucking liar. So
that's Drew is sole point.
Obama said that, and now he said that.
Yeah. What do these people all have in common? They're all fucking liars.
They're all politicians, but I think that's what you have to realize is that I'm not voting for him because of what color he likes and what he says on TV and this and that. I'm voting for him because of his policies and stuff like that. So,
man, I get it. The reason why we bomb the Middle East is because we can. That's the only reason why we do it. But there's definitely
it's practice, dude.
Okay, he crushed ISIS. You don't think another fucking extremist Islamic group is gonna rise up out of this?
But how do we take care of that?
We have definitely not won any.
France has had two terrorists in the last 4 weeks. Fucking behead people. They had a dude in Paris behead somebody, and then this week they had a dude go into Nice and stab 2 people to death and then decapitates them. So.
I'm sorry to say, but that's because of a piss poor immigration policy that France has. When that happened, in a fucking lot of these
anyways.
They'd let anybody who anybody was in. And that's what we're seeing right now with the cartels as well. I'm not saying all Mexicans are bad. I'm not saying all Muslims are bad, but there are bad people that are associated with Muslims and Mexicans and this and that. And that's why you have to have
just like everybody, right?
France didn't do that.
There's bad people in every dynamic of life,
Exactly. Like France didn't do that, and they're paying that repercussion right now. So I mean, I agree in terrorism, but like, how do we stay on top of Afghanistan and Iraq? Like, do we pull out entirely like Joe Biden and Obama did? And then look what happened. ISIS rose, fucking man. Like, there was bombings. There was more terrorism around that time, and that was rising throughout that administration. But as soon as we hack down on ISIS, then it fucking goes down. It's I don't know any other option as to maintain that, as opposed to let it getting spread abroad and let those ideas go.
It goes. That's a complicated question and answer because it goes back to you can't blame Obama. You got to blame Bush.
I agree. I'm right there with
Iraq.
You. I agree with you
100%.
I think that opened up the hornet's nest. As to why we're in Iraq for the first place is unbelievable, but we're there. We're there because they say of weapons of mass destruction and because we're fighting terrorists at the same time. But neither of those two are related.
We're going to be there forever. It's obvious. Like, we're clearly going to be there indefinitely.
But when Afghanistan attacked us in 2001, I think we're going to be in the Middle East forever. I'm sorry
to be there forever, though.
Same way we're everywhere else forever. We build a base.
Man,
we maintain
maintaining that presence.
Yeah, and then we have. It's also logistics,
but
bro.
I mean,
United Nations as well is paired with that.
There.
What?
Like, who the fuck cares what happens there? Why the fuck?
Because there's blowback from what happens.
Yeah, it's because that's where they harbor and train, and then you send them, and then 6 months after they leave, they blow something up in fucking Europe or somewhere else.
then that
Assist.
idea takes over, and then you have terrorists running around training other terrorists that are more trained than their other counterparts. So they train the newer terrorists, and then it's just like any other thing. The idea spreads, and then it's fucking America's bad, and because of
And they
this,
get experience fighting us.
exactly.
Well, that's why we
And then on
moved.
top
That's
of
why
that,
they're in Africa now, and the Philippines is like
exactly.
they've had to spread out of Afghanistan because there's such a large presence that now we had to start sending people to Africa and the Philippines to combat their training camps because they're starting to just send people and expand to train people. So it's more of just like trying to essentially prevent the worst from or expansion in a way, you know. So you can't
Yeah.
defeat them, but you can try to at least minimize it at some capacity.
And I am in agreement too, like with maintaining, like you're gonna kill terrorists, which fucking have offspring, which therefore are gonna fucking hate you no matter what. You know, like it's a hole that you go down that is fucking hard to answer. But like
Well, it's because
there is,
it's a religious, it's a viewpoint. You know, you're not fighting
yeah,
people, you're fighting a view. So it's easy for that view to transcend a lot further and
yeah.
longer. You know, and like the
I
whole
just,
Iraq thing is like, yeah, Iraq was stupid, but Afghanistan, I kind of fully not surprised we're still there. Like Iraq, whatever, dude, that was stupid to begin with, and
I mean,
no part in
Afghanistan
that.
is
But
just as dumb.
just
I
as
agree.
dumb, but at
How
least
else?
it's got a little bit more of a. At least it's got a little bit more of a justification than the Iraq shit was.
Dude, doesn't
to
the
get behind,
Taliban
but
hold more land now than when we invaded?
yeah,
Yeah,
because we're not
yeah.
invaded anymore. We don't.
You
What
just
the
sign a
fuck?
peace treaty with
What
them.
the fuck?
There's, well,
You just sign a
I
peace
think
treaty with them.
this is a political war, just like Vietnam, though, too. I mean, ever since Vietnam, the Korean War.
Yeah, we
you know,
can't actually
especially,
wipe them
I shouldn't
out
even say
because.
Vietnam, the Korean War.
Yeah, why learn our
Yeah,
lessons?
Yeah, exactly. White
exactly.
pussyfoot around
But
shit.
like how, I don't know. Like I think that's one thing in bringing it back to Trump, but like he's brought the Middle East together, and I think that's what we need to do. Is ultimately, I would love for fucking peace to be there. Like I would love for everything to go back to fucking hanky dory and giving each other high fives and everybody's nice and this and that. But like in the world that we live in, is that is that possible?
He
Like,
hasn't
I don't
brought the
think so.
Middle East together, but he has brought in more Middle East countries into at least signing peace deals with Israel.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. If you want to, you can pick it apart like that. I'm not saying he's brought the whole entire Middle East together, but I think that's one step in the right direction. I think that's something that is being accomplished that is never been accomplished before. And that's what we need to look at that. You know, I think that's a big step. I don't know. Maybe I'm blowing it out of proportion, but I think with communicating with North Korea is another big step as well. You know, like we're not staring down each
It
other's like
depends on how
anymore.
you view. I mean, we're getting into the weeds with this, but it depends on how you view Israel. Do you view Israel as the bastion of Western civilization
sure.
ideology or ideals that can permeate into the Middle East? Or do you view Israel as an apartheid state that is specifically oppressing a Middle Eastern culture that was originally there and it was their country before the US just in the 1950s decided, oh, this is where all the Jews are going to live because it has historical relevance to their religion.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I think that they're pissed
So
off, but at the same time,
it just depends
the
on which outlook you take. If you take the
for
Rob
sure.
outlook of like, oh, this is the bastion of Western ideals, it's a good idea. But if you look at it as it's an apartheid state, like can't support it. So
Yeah, I'm for it, man. I mean,
well, and that does nothing to prevent
it-
our presence in the Middle East, anyways. Like, it's not going to do
right.
anything to prevent terrorism. Like, Mossad already fucking kills everybody and anybody they suspect to be a terrorist, anyways. It's not like this is gonna maybe boost their freedom of movement, but. Yeah, like they've got like KGB level spy tactic poisoning, fucking crazy murder hit squad shit. You know, like they do absolute crazy shit.
And that's why the American support of Israel pisses all the other all the other Middle Eastern countries off.
Yeah,
so we have such a hard time with Pakistan. You know, we're supposedly allies with them, but we're not. We're just not going to go to war with them, so we pretend to be friends.
They just harbor the most wanted man in the world.
exactly.
Into them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I've read a lot of books about that shit, and it's like, it's literally just like it's like two people that have to work with each other that really don't like each other, but they're not willing to fight each other, so they just kind of feed each other bullshit and just lie to each other and just help each other out occasionally to maintain face, and that's about it. It's like over that.
Yeah, I kind
Yeah.
of look at it's like the treaty in World War I that
Oh yeah, the Treaty of
Versailles.
Versailles.
Versailles, thank you. I was gonna say Versailles. I
Okay.
was like, but it's like the same. We were talking about that, Drew. We were talking about
Yeah,
me going to school and bringing up
what'd
World
your
War
class
One.
say? What was the
It,
outcome of the Treaty of Versailles? What did they say?
it was pretty much a good idea, and that's what I was kind of gonna bring up. With Israel and stuff right now. It's like it was a good idea to get all these countries together. And like have someone kind of put the blame towards and do this and that. Of course, Germany was blamed for it. They obviously didn't like that. But as for other countries, like it was a kind of like a handshake, like, hey, we're going to be allies. We're going to do this the right way. And they set up all these rules, kind of as to how the world should react in the 1920s and going forth, and the 20th century, I guess, and stuff like that. And the problem with it, though, is that America never really like follow those rules. They kind of fucking left it. They isolated themselves from it. And whereas everybody else, kind of in Europe, they obviously had to, abide by it. They had to do this and that. And then slowly, one by one, all these countries just start dropping off. And then we have this rise of Nazi and this fascism and stuff like that. So it's the way I look at kind of getting back to Israel is, it's like it's a maintaining one of those things. Like it's a
Mm.
maintaining through our other countries and maintaining our relationship with other countries to ensure that we don't send anybody else out to war and stuff like that, and to ensure that we don't have World War I, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and continuing out Afghanistan now. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think we're ever going to get out of Afghanistan like, Vietnam or North Korea or Germany. It's just, this is the world that we live in now. So how,
Well,
go for it.
Well, for those of anyone who's listening to this who doesn't know, the Treaty of Versailles was the treaty that was signed in 1919 after it's basically what brought an end or close to World War II is the ultimate armistice
One.
World War One. Sorry. So it essentially brought the end of World War One and brokered the aftermath, or at least laid out what was going to happen after World War One, who was responsible, who was going to pay for the damages or the consequences of the war. And ultimately, what the Treaty of Versailles was, it was very punitive towards Germany because they essentially blamed Germany as the aggressor of World War One, and so there are a lot of restrictions put on that country. Um, but you're wrong. It's basically, yes, the U.S. kind of retreated from its role in all of World War One. It didn't really have much of a say in it, and it was mainly down to France and England to enforce the restrictions or the sanctions of the Treaty of Versailles. But it's not that they couldn't do it. The Treaty of Versailles was an anomalous event in history. It was the only time in history where both Germany and Russia were flat on their back. Germany had lost the war. They were crushed in World War One, so they could not do anything about the Treaty of Versailles. Russia wasn't even invited to participate in the negotiations or the
Yeah.
establishment of the Treaty of Versailles. So that is a completely anomalous event. There has never been another time in history where Germany and Russia has been so powerless. So of course, 20 years later, or a little bit less than that, 1939 or 36, whenever Germany invades Poland. Of course, they have gained power. They are going to completely throw off the restrictions of the Treaty of Versailles. England is no longer in a position to enforce them, even though they, towards the beginning of World War II, they tried to bring Germany in and try to reduce some of the restrictions that were placed on them from the Treaty of Versailles. And they also had to contend with an uprising Russia after the fresh Russian Revolution and the Bolshevik revolution in the country. And it didn't account for those anomalous events at all. So the Treaty of Versailles is a complete failure because it failed to take into account that two large world powers were flat on their back, and just assumed they were never ever going to reach the status of a world power again. And
Did
that's
it
why
not
World War
have the
II happened.
arms restrictions and stuff in the original in that treaty? Because I know, like after World War II, like
No,
Japan
they
couldn't even
did, but
build.
the Germany ignored them. Okay, for
Oh, okay.
example, after the Soviet Union fell, we made an agreement with Russia. It's called the 1991 settlement, and one of the restrictions in that settlement said that we would protect the sanctity or the borders of Ukraine. Well, what has happened since then? 1991, Russia's in a horrible economic position. Like the 90s is terrible for Russia. They're in complete economic disarray. It's complete chaos there in the country. They're trying to fight or establish some type of a democracy in the country. What happens over time? Russia becomes more and more powerful. They start getting their shit together. They start to get more things working for them in their favor. What happened? They invade the eastern border of Ukraine. They annex Crimea. We didn't live up to any of that. We didn't protect Crimea. We didn't protect Crimea. We didn't do anything when Russia annexed Crimea. Russia is a world power. They always will be. They will never be the world power, or at least they have never been the world power, but they will always be one of the most powerful countries in the world. They are going to they are going to they are going to exert their power around them.
Think
That's
Germany
just
be a
what they're
world
going to
power
do.
again and start pulling some shady
Germany's
shit?
already pretty powerful. They're not like the United States, but they're a very big trade country.
Yeah,
They're
seriously.
they're very big in the European Union. They're one of the
Aren't they
biggest
the
countries in
European
the
bank?
European Union.
They
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a huge
control
banking
the pound.
system. No, they don't. I mean, I don't think they control the pound, but
I
they
thought they
have
were
a.
like pretty much what Germany.
Just like
I
you
thought
said,
that the
though.
whole thing of Brexit, like the whole thing of Brexit, was like that Germany was like pretty much running the show. That's what I thought in a nutshell.
Well, the whole thing for Brexit was that England didn't like having to subsidize like countries like Liechtenstein
Yeah, yeah.
or other, basically footing the bill for all of these lesser countries, essentially. And Germany didn't mind doing it. But I mean, that's just what it is. Like you just expect that these countries are never going to come to power again and try to exert their own authority over the areas around them. You're fucking out of your mind.
Well, also too, if you think that like something that it was important in maybe the '90s or something they might be somebody put in there is like, oh, we'll just throw this in there because we have them. But there's probably like we'll never honor this. Like probably some of that stuff they put in there is like we're never gonna honor it. We're just gonna throw it in there because we can and see how long it lasts. But when push comes to shove, either it's not relevant anymore or there was never something they wanted to really uphold, but they had
No,
the
it's just
leverage.
no, it's the fact that like Russia's flat on their back. We can do whatever we want to them because they can't push back. They have no power to. So we're just gonna make this as horrible as possible. But over
Yeah,
time,
and
okay, for example, like I mean, it's a complicated issue. Like, what do you do when Russia tries to annex Crimea? Are you gonna send out 500,000 Americans into Crimea to defend it?
right, exactly. It's got no value. You're just gonna and it from a politician.
Well,
It's got
I mean, it's
you
not
can't use the
necessarily.
theory of it's on the treaty we have to do it. Like it was.
Yeah, well, exactly. It's not necessarily its value. It's the cost of human capital. Are you gonna like, you know, it's gonna cost lives if you oppose Russia, right?
Well, that's what I mean. It's not worth the human capital. They're looking at it as like I can't sell this to the American people by like, hey, we signed this document in 1991 that says we have to do this now. So
Like they bought a red line.
everybody put on your hats, your hard hats, and we're going to war. Like that'll never fly. So it's probably
Right,
also
and it
like a
gives
product of the times.
right, and it also gives like that kind of thing. That's huge for Russia, right? Like they're annexing this area of Ukraine that is identifies with them culturally. Russia gains a little bit of power, a little bit of like
It
political
looks
or human
really good
capital.
inside of
Looks really
Russia.
looks good. So like they become more bold. They already have Russia to this day still has troops in eastern Ukraine,
Well,
and
they always
we
are
don't do
fucking
anything
with
about it.
us, right, in our airspace. It's like almost like a cat and mouse game.
Right? Yeah, they're always
Yeah,
flying into our restricted airspace and stuff like that, and we're not doing anything about it. So.
doing flybys with our
Hmm.
ships, and yeah, it's like It's almost like the big. It's like the boy who cried wolf so many times. When they actually do attack us, we'll never suspect it because they fucking came so close to our ships and our airspace so many times that when they actually will come and attack us, we're gonna let them get really close because we're used to it.
Will ever be another world war? Like a war on major state?
No, if it's a world war, it's the end of the world because nukes are gonna fly.
I don't think so. It'd be so devastating.
And with special operations style military that the world's gone to now, you're never gonna have a big land invasion style war anymore. At the very least, it's gonna be drones, fucking missiles, and like special operations, forward advisors, maybe some ground units to hold like key locations. But you're never gonna have like a big ground assault anymore, like in like the previous world wars.
Depends, I guess, who you're going against, right?
I don't think anyway because I could have a drone at 10,000 feet and just but I could have a drone at 10,000 feet now versus when we invaded Iraq and stuff like. And I can just blow up the entire place. The entire advancing army with 2 fucking Hellfire missiles from a drone, and then call in fucking a battle group fucking full of cruise missiles. Like, it's nuts.
Have you guys seen the videos or the combat footage of Azerbaijan versus Armenia?
Yeah, dude. It's literally, dude, they're literally just sitting there. Yeah, go to Reddit and follow combat footage if anybody wants to see it. It's nuts, dude. Every day there's like 10 new videos of dudes just sitting in this open field in trucks or patrols, and then drone just blows them all up. And that's what the warfare would come down to. So it would be small units moving isolated areas, untraceable, because no one's going to be out and exposed in big, large elements when they can literally just get fucking AC-130 from 10,000 feet away, you know? Unless it's like you're inside of Russia.
I think you're going to maintain, though, too. You got to maintain presence, though. You have to maintain American. If we do go to war with, let's say, China, something like that, and we invade China or something, you got to invade somewhere. You just can't drop fucking nukes. You just can't drop fucking drones. You got to go on beach. You got to like maintain a presence. You have to like win hearts and minds. Not saying that we would have been China, but like look at Taliban. Look at fucking Afghanistan, man. Like, we have patrol bases. Some dude just got the fucking Medal of Honor the other day. Like, of course you're gonna have fucking like.
Well, no,
maybe
so
not like D-Day standings, but like you're gonna have like soldiers over there.
You got the Medal of Honor. What happened? Did his unit forget that
he was
alive and abandon him?
Right? And extract without him. No, Joe, you missed my. I literally mentioned that. I was like, you're still gonna have grunts and dudes holding fobs and key locations, but you're not gonna have like if we were in a world war status, right? Where like we literally fucking Roger up every swinging dick that can go fight. Like, you're not going to have that fucking huge frontal assault of dudes just like fighting this big open fucking warfare, you know? You're going to have small pockets of dudes with airstrikes and artillery and like shit like that that are going to move around. You're not going to have like I guess that was my biggest point is like the way that people think about world wars in the past is going to not be it's never going to happen like that. If we do go to a world war before the nukes fly, it's going to be small isolated units that are doing patrols, controlling areas as we push up, but you're never gonna have big frontal like land warfare shit, you know, where you have tanks fighting along infantry and all that other shit, you know, because they're just gonna get bombed to shit.
I don't know, man. Never say never. I'll respectfully decline.
No, dude. If we had a world war, we would never have a world war because if we would first of all we would crush Russia, but once we crush them, they have 7,000.
I think that'd be a hard fight. I think that would be a really hard fight. Depending on where we fought too.
In a matter of months.
Would we be in Russia or would they come over here? Like
we'd go over there.
We'd go over there. We'd go over there and crush them.
Yeah, I'm this
but
one.
The problem is they have 7,000 nukes, and their plan is once they become overrun, that's it. Everyone loses. They're gonna end the world.
Yeah, that's why there's no world war because there's no end game. We could fight for 5 years, but
we know that from declassified intelligence. Their plan is that if they lose or they ever get overrun, that's it. Everyone loses.
Yeah, their safety kill switch almost is like Putin's just sitting there like as soon as he sees that like Hitler in a bunker, you know, it's Hitler in the bunker except for Hitler's got a nuke switch now. Or instead of committing suicide, he just hits the nuke button.
That's why
what if we go to war
proxy wars?
What if we for sure? There's no doubt because the proxy wars, Taliban, fucking this and that. You know?
Well, Vietnam, the fucking
Vietnam,
80s.
another
Yeah,
good one.
Vietnam's a
Korea.
proxy war. Korea was a proxy war.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we call proxy wars.
We
Listen,
literally fucking tried to stop Russia, aided the Taliban fighting Russia in the 80s, like
For sure.
as a
Oh, yeah. And
response
they've
to
done the same.
Vietnam.
Dude, if we fought China, it'd be the same thing. We'd crush them, but you would have to worry about Russian support.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. But I don't think China would launch nukes, though. I think that would be more of a
Well, I don't think they have.
more of a
I don't
World
think
Wars.
nearly the same amount of capability. But like, they could talk to their Russian friends.
Yeah, and it
No
would
doubt.
just be like
Capability
it would just be an alternate. But do you think Russia would launch nukes and end the world for China, or do you think it would just have to
That's what I'm saying.
be?
Like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, that would be like they might throw it out as a threat. Like if if you guys don't stop fucking with China, we're gonna fucking launch nukes on their behalf. But I think it's gonna be it's that mutual destruction thing, right? Like as soon as we know they're coming and we can't do anything, we're launching them too, right? We're not gonna let them just hit us, right? So it's gonna be now we're all fucking blown up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they take out, like, Hawaii, Alaska. Give us like a little warning real fast.
Yeah,
They're like, hey,
right,
guys,
dude.
we're
That's just
around,
programmed
right?
for New York, DC, fucking the whole eastern seaboard, dude. That's where the nukes are gonna hit.
Well,
I'm
probably
glad I'm in the Midwest.
Oh, yeah.
Probably have all of our silos targeted too.
In Cuba.
I honestly wouldn't mind like a huge chunk of the budget going to fucking countermeasures to nukes.
Drew, would they really target the silos though? Because of the fact that wouldn't they want to assume that the silos are already going to be launched by the time that they would get there? So wouldn't they want to just go for massive impact?
Neutralize the amount that can go up, though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but we're gonna have the warning. Yeah. We already have the ability to get the warning, right? It's just we don't have the countermeasures.
Yeah, they could be stealth. Who knows what technology those crazy Russians are coming up with?
Intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. It's a completely different ballgame.
Well, I'm fucked in the Midwest.
Rob was telling me the other day that like we're constantly fucking rescuing down Russian planes in the up by Alaska.
Have you seen The Guardian, bro? That's all they do up there is rescue people that get fucked.
Such a shit, just
it's sub-zero temperatures. Ugh.
I don't think Russia's sophisticated at all.
No, they're just they're big. They got a big footprint, But it's like the difference between Russia and China is Russia is like more military capable, right? Like Drew mentioned this, like instead of investing in a lot of offense, they have a very good defense. So getting even into Russia would be a nightmare, right? Where China's problem is they're very tech savvy, right? So they've invested a lot of their deterrence in like knowing shit and having like our economy kind of run after them, Yeah, like they probably work hand in hand with Russia like that. Like Russia's got the military aspect and China has the tech aspect, and they just kind of share resources that way and survive that way.
Yeah, I think Russia definitely has their land on their advantage too. I mean, that's a harsh tundra, So trying to invade that, like you can just see all the military leaders throughout the years try to do it, and it's never fucking worked. And you have to prepare for that, and it takes resources, it takes money, it takes a lot of things, And so Russia's had that on their slide for a long, long time. But yeah, Russia's a scary one, man. I don't know. I think they should be.
Well, that's my thing is you could crush their conventional force. It'd be very difficult to invade or occupy Russia,
especially with them having the same type of weapon standards that we do. In a way of like, once you get into the country, you're not just fighting the army anymore. You're gonna be fighting, Joe Smo in the village, middle of nowhere, with fucking everybody's got an AK on their back just because that's normal culture, right? So you just be walking through the country, come across a village, and next thing you know, you're in a firefight. It's not even the army. It's just people that live there.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That is a good point. You really have the population to support their army,
Right. It's like the same. There was like a big myth that went around during World War II that like one of the Japanese admirals, Yodomo or something like that. There was a kind of like a propaganda that went around that he was like, if we even got to invade America from the West Coast, it wouldn't be the army that would be our worry. It would be the population that everybody has a gun that we'd have to fight. And it was like a huge propaganda piece during World War II of why they didn't try to push, or like if they would have won Pearl Harbor and tried to push to the West Coast, they wouldn't have survived. They wouldn't have made it.
Won Pearl Harbor. They won Pearl Harbor, motherfucker.
Well, I mean, like if they got our carriers, they would have actually been able to push.
Yeah.
You know, like they won Pearl Harbor in that battle, but because they didn't get our carriers, they couldn't really push further to the West Coast.
Well, it wasn't much of a battle as it was a sneak attack, but
yeah, for sure. You know,
that's when we should do that. A podcast is we should do a Japanese kind of a history lesson over there, because that's a really interesting kind of battle. Like the first couple battles that really changed the dynamics of World War II and like the carriers and stuff like that. And like, dude, Japan could have fucking won.
You know, bro, you also get into conspiracy about how they knew about it, but purposely let it happen so they could have a good reason to enter the war. You know, because
that's
why the aircraft carriers were out.
Bro, they had a radar station they just had put up like the week before that literally like sent a cable to Washington D.C. about like all these airplanes that were like spotted, but they marked them as something else. And like, there's a lot of shit. Yeah, dude, there's a lot of shit that kind of like would support a conspiracy theory of we kind of let Pearl Harbor happen so that we would have the whole American fight because we knew we had to fight a two-front war compared to every other country. So we needed the entire American population behind us. And what's better than being attacked, you know, kind of in 9/11, right? 9/11, we got the entire American population behind us. And when we have the entire American population behind us, bro, you can't stop us. Like the shit we did in World War II with like building ships and like everybody pitching in and everything like that. Same thing after 9/11.
That's the conspiracy for like every war.
9/11.
Like, I mean, like World War I, it was like, oh, they sank the Lusitania. Purpose, or they sent out traffic so like the Germans could intercept that the Lusitania was carrying like munitions on it, so that like the German U-boats would purposely sink it, so that would bring us into the war and all that stuff. And then, you know, Pearl Harbor is like, oh, we totally knew about the attack, but we just let it happen. There's the Spanish-American War, the USS Maine blew up, and there's like, did we sabotage the Maine so that we could fight like with so we could start that, or was it just an accident? I mean, there's always a conspiracy of like, oh, we did this so we could have a war. So I don't buy it. I don't buy that. I just think the Japanese, very meticulous, caught us off guard, planned it out very well. Take advantage of the right situation.
And they awoke the sleeping giant.
That's right. They had no idea what they'd done. Well, actually, they kind of did, because Yamamoto was like, "Oh, we fucked up. We didn't get them all."
Yeah, he literally was like, he has that in one of his like reports or diaries or something, like, because they didn't get the aircraft carriers. Like, this is a failure, because everybody was celebrating when they got back because they destroyed so much shit. And they're like, were the carriers there? And like, no, it was like, oh, we lost. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
It's nuts. I love reading and like doing the deep dive in like the World War II, especially like the Pacific. Like, if you were to be alive in World War II, would you be Army in Europe or Marines in the Pacific? Would you be a corpsman in the Pacific, or would you be Army in the Europe?
Oh, easy day, dude. Fucking medic in the fucking Army. Are you kidding me? I'm not fucking island hopping.
Fuck the island.
Dude, that would be so bad, bro.
Funny story, my grandpa was
fucking
island hopped in Okinawa.
Dude.
He was on a 30 now.
Going through, walking into a booby trap with fucking stakes at the bottom, like an Indiana Jones movie.
Walk into a punji pit, or even worse, have the Japanese fucking surrender you, and then as soon as you like try to walk towards them, they just pull the pins on all their grenades. Fucking themselves and you.
It was like a totally, especially like World War II was like that, you know, back in that gentleman warfare style age, right? Where it's like, you look at the two fronts of Europe and Japan, the Pacific, and it's like almost like Vietnam prequel in the Pacific, and then like the classic traditional warfare in Europe, you know?
So what you're saying is that all Pacific Islanders are savages.
No, I'm saying the Japanese during the Second World War were savages. or they train
No,
the
specifically heard
Vietnamese.
you just lump in Japanese and Vietnamese people into the same boat. They're
That's it.
savages.
They're all
They're
just
torture our
as savages.
POWs. They're gonna be disgraceful. They're gonna surrender and then blow everybody up. I get it. I feel you. I agree.
So what you're saying is that you're putting words in my mouth, but you agree to that. So really, what you're saying is that,
Dude, that's
Yeah, I
why
don't
you
agree.
want to fucking fight in Europe, man. Fuck that.
dude, I
Yeah.
would have definitely fought in Europe. I would rather be at like the Battle of Bastogne and freezing and
Oh,
just be
fuck
mortared
that.
than island hopping
Yeah.
and fucking
Dude,
getting.
that'd be real bad too. Bastogne
Yeah.
was bad.
That'd be
but-
bad,
Yeah, you're
but like
fucked up, Bastogne.
I'd rather be that. I'd rather take that version of fucked versus like fucking monsoons and island hopping and your entire fleet
Malaria.
of like imagine being
Yeah.
on the island like in Band of Brothers with the war with the Pacific where like they wake up and all the US ships are blown up and smoking because they all got destroyed and you're like, oh well, I'm just on an island now. Fuck.
How about being a band of fucking brothers and jumping behind enemy lines only for all your units to be fucking scattered across Europe? That's a fucking bad one though too, dude. Like
That one's bad.
it's
huge
even
fuck
more,
up.
man. Like Europe was fucking bad.
I was
101st
talking a lot of
Airborne,
environment.
and on top of that-
I think
For
the
sure.
combat was
Environment.
both bad, but
Dude,
I was thinking more the
yeah,
environment.
There's no doubt. No, you're right about that, Mike. Environment for sure, because the tropicalness is going to get you, but the enemy as well, though, dude. The Japanese. I don't know about you, but it just seems like the
Dude,
Japanese were a little more.
It comes
It's
down
like the
to
Japanese
where
were
would you
quick.
rather be a
They never
POW?
sorted.
Would you rather be a European POW
Oh, you're
or
fucked either way.
Japanese POW?
You're
Dude,
fucked either way. They killed them both.
Dude, you
No.
go Nazi every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
If I'm not
Oh,
Jewish, I'm going Nazi
go
for
Nazi
sure.
every day.
POW camps. You're gonna have fucking tea 3 times a day. They're gonna call you sir if you're a fucking officer. You want
That
to
is true.
go
Haven't you ever
That
seen
is-
Hogan's
If you
Heroes,
have
bro?
respect.
every
You have a
day
little
of the
more.
week.
You have
Just
self
watch
dignity.
Hogan's Heroes, dude. You know.
Dude, if you go to a Japanese prison camp, dude, you're gonna be in a fucking
You're
bamboo
shoving
cage,
bamboo up your
underwater,
bamboo
breathing
pee-pee.
through
Uh-huh.
fucking bamboo straw. Fuck that.
Shove all
Hell
sorts
no,
of shit up
dude.
your pee hole.
Hell
Oh
no.
yeah.
You're definitely playing some roulette too, probably. I know that's a little, Vietnam-esque, but they're probably doing some revolver work.
Dude. Imagine being those
It's not gonna be
dudes that went
fun.
from World War II to Korea to Vietnam and like fought all those battles and actually like survived. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine
Well,
that shit, dude.
Yeah, fuck that, man.
Well, Dick Winters went from
Exactly what I
leading
was gonna
Easy-
say.
Dick Winters went from
Yeah.
leading Easy Company in World War II to Korea.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, imagine that going through all of that, going
Oh,
through
shit.
Mhm.
Who is that
D-Day
dude
to
on?
the end.
Who is that dude on the Mel Gibson movie? We Were Soldiers. Remember that Sergeant Major?
Oh yeah.
I just know
Oh
that
yeah.
he jumped into D-Day, or he jumped into. I gotta look it
Was
up
it
now.
Market Garden or something like
Market-
that? He
that's
did
it.
Market
Yep.
Garden.
Yeah, that's it.
And then fought like in World War II, Korea, and then he was like he's
Vietnam.
a sergeant major in Vietnam.
Yeah. How fucking crazy. He's the guy who's like, I don't need any fucking M16. There'll be plenty of them on the ground.
My
Mhm.
my great uncle used to fly B-17s and got shot down in Nazi Germany and
Damn.
POW and he was Gucci.
Yeah, see, there you
Bro,
go.
it's dude, it's like Billy Wall, man. That dude went from like Korea through Vietnam through fucking catching and observing like Osama bin Laden and Jackal to fucking serving in Afghanistan. Literally served in Korea and in Afghanistan. Like, dude, it's fucking
Damn.
nuts, dude. Like
That's
40
crazy.
years of
Oh,
non
crazy
back to
career.
back
Here's
fucking just
There's
combat
Sergeant
service.
Major Plumley, by the way.
Dude, what happened to all the World War II movies? Like Ariel,
Yeah.
like
They got
and
played out, bro.
one-
Dude, they got
Like-
played out, man. There's so many.
So
Mhm.
good though. I mean, that
So-
era of warfare is just
Well,
awesome. It's so
well,
cool.
The
Yeah.
last,
I like
the last
the
good one was Fury, right?
Fury.
Ooh, that
dope.
was. It wasn't bad. It was a little cheesy on some spots, but it was
The
good.
tracer fire.
Fury was okay,
really
but it was a little
good.
bit too it was a little bit too cheesy. I like
Yeah,
the
it was
older World War II
fucking
ones,
action
like like the
Yeah.
60s and 70s World War II movies versus
like
the
the
modern
Green,
ones.
not
Yeah,
World War II, but like the Green Berets was awesome. That's one of my favorite war movies. with
Pearl
John-
Harbor minus the drama.
yeah. Pearl Harbor was good. Yeah, it's like see,
Dude,
my
like
problem
Josh
is
Hartnett.
like
What?
I
Are
hate
you
how they
kidding
always
me?
add the drama
Pearl
shit
Harbor
into
is
them.
garbage. You
That's
think
one of
Pearl
the
Harbor is
worst
better than
drama.
Fury? You
Or
think Pearl Harbor is
Platoon?
less
What about-
shitty than Fury? Are you out
what
of your
about
fucking
Platoon?
mind?
Black Hawk Down.
I never said that.
Dude, Black
right?
Hawk Down's a great one.
Black Hawk Down.
Okay, these aren't even World War II movies. What is going on?
Yeah, well, Joe got us all
Pearl
sidetracked.
Harbor.
Sorry.
Pearl
I got
Harbor, the
carried
best
away.
part.
Oh, Midway.
is
Midway is better.
Oh my god, Midway. Who saw
Dude, go
Midway?
fuck
Is
yourself.
Mike the only person that ever saw Midway
Yeah,
in the United
I
States?
started that one and turned it off.
when-
Dude,
Once
I
I
don't know,
saw
I liked
that I
it.
was British and had an American accent, I couldn't do it anymore.
Like,
about
it's
The
what
Longest
version
Day?
of Midway are you watching? I guess because all the ones that I watched for the World War II movies, I watched like the 50s and 60s versions. Like, I don't really watch that many.
Oh yeah,
newer
look
ones.
out!
okay,
Look out for
yeah.
Mike over here. His fucking favorite World War II movie is Tora Tora Tora.
What about
Hey,
Saving
that is a
Private
good
Ryan?
one, dude.
Said it,
Yeah,
That's
well, that's
probably the
obvious.
best.
Mike
That's
doesn't
obviously.
even. Mike doesn't even turn on the American subtitles. He just watches it all in Japanese.
Yeah, you know, because I learned so much Japanese when I lived in Okinawa.
Ching chong, ching chong.
I
The
refused.
best World War II movies. None of you even fucking said it. Saving Private Ryan.
No,
Yeah,
Joe just
Saving
said it.
Private
I
Ryan.
literally just said
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Oh.
That was
Yeah.
my first
Yeah,
Saving
well,
Private
I thought that was like a give me. I thought we were focusing on the Pacific World War II movies, not the European ones.
I don't think there's any good ones. Maybe Band of Brothers. But, like,
Wind
hands down.
Talkers. Hello, Nicholas.
Yeah,
Cage.
Wind Talkers. Yeah.
oh, I forgot
Anything
about
with
that one.
anything with Nicolas Cage is obviously a win, dog.
Obviously.
I forgot all about the obviously he wins Navajo Talkers.
Wind Talkers,
U571.
right? Wind
No,
Talkers.
yeah, but the Navajo tribe was in there.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I forgot all about
U571.
Wind Talkers.
Did you guys see the latest one with Tom Hanks and like when they're like escorting the supply ships across the Atlantic? I think it came out earlier this year
yeah.
on Apple Plus or something.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
guys see
What was
that?
I
it?
didn't see it. I heard
What
it was
was it
good
called?
though. The Greyhound.
Yeah, the Greyhound. Yep.
Oh no, never mind. I was thinking about the other one where they were
Talking
supporting
about
the
Captain
ship.
Phillips. I'm the captain now.
Oh no, the World War II movie. Where the
Saving Private Ryan.
You Got Mail. That's what it was. No, no, it was the
Sleepers in
World War
Seattle.
World War II World War II movie where the British got attacked by the German planes on the beach and they had to go across the beach.
Dunkirk. Yeah,
Thank you.
that's probably one of
Oh.
the best.
I've never
World War-
seen that
most
one,
recent
actually.
World War II.
Yeah, actually, I haven't
That
seen
was
that
pretty
one.
That's
good.
what I thought you were talking about. So
It was
No,
all
no,
right.
that was World War One. I thought, not World War Two. I thought that was World War One.
No, 1917 is what you're
yeah.
thinking of.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, exactly.
Dunkirk was the fuck, what's his name? Christopher Nolan.
That's-
That was the
It
Christopher
reminded.
Nolan.
Oh, that's right. It reminded me of Tom Hardy or whatever the fuck his name is. So.
Well, Tom Hardy's in it.
Oh, is he? Okay. Well,
Yeah,
there you go. So.
he's the
How was nice-
Spitfire pilot, or no, he's the Hurricane pilot. They didn't have
Oh, that's
Spitfires.
right. That's right. I forgot about that. So, did you guys you brought it up, but did you guys see 1917? How was that one?
I never saw that.
I haven't seen it, but I heard it's good. I heard it's
Same.
really
Okay.
good.
I think Rob saw it and said it was really good.
Okay.
But yeah, I haven't seen it. No.
Yeah.
You guys, so are you guys hyped? We got 5 minutes left. Last thing to bring up, you guys hyped about the Mandalorian new season. I know it's Drew's favorite
Fuck yeah.
show, but
Oh, I grew up fucking balls deep in Star Wars. So yes.
Really? Okay, what are your thoughts on the latest Star Wars?
I trapped you, Poon. You're fucked
Trash.
now.
Trash. Good.
Trash.
Good. Yeah, The Mandalorian is great. Did you guys see the new episode? Did any of you guys see it?
No.
No, I'm gonna wait to
No.
binge. I'm gonna wait to binge watch. So I'm gonna wait a
you're
couple
waiting till
weeks.
they all come out.
Bad.
No,
bad
I'm gonna
choice.
do like 2 or 3 at a time. So like every 2 to 3 weeks, I'm gonna like binge watch them on like a Saturday or something.
Okay.
I
type
would
of
prefer
thing.
to do that.
I just
but
don't like
social media
doing
over-
one at a time. I hate it, and I don't get the spoil. Like I don't care about the spoilers thing, so I don't mind. But I don't like doing one at a time because I'm always like After like 2 or 3, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm good. But after 1, I'm like, oh, I want to see what happens next, type of thing.
Yeah, they're only 30 minutes too, which I think is
The first
complete
episode is like
fucking-
50 minutes, apparently.
Oh, is it? But the majority of last season was 30 minutes, and that's such a fucking
Yeah,
cop out. So stupid.
I think they did 50 minutes for the season premiere because it's a big deal, just like the finale. But I think it's because it costs too much money to make. That's why they do 30 minutes.
Too expensive to do like 40 or an hour episodes.
But they might change it as they build in popularity, right? Because it's the first season, maybe like they weren't willing to invest the amount of money it would take to do an entire first season at an hour. But if it picks up in popularity, maybe. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't know about that. Disney's losing money right now, so they're probably not going to invest any more money in it.
Good point.
Because ain't nobody going to go see movies now.
Yeah, it's like brings me back to something we talked about like at the very beginning when we started doing these podcasts is like the future of the cinema, like what's happening, especially with the COVID shit, like is it gonna turn into like what was it, Borat came out the other day and had a shit ton of views. So I wonder if they might end up making more if they can figure out a way to combat pirating and then release them on streaming services. I know I would watch like a lot of new movies like right when they came out, if I could watch it at home and not have to actually go to a movie or wait for them to come out on another platform.
Yeah, I mean, I like going to see movies in the movie theater, but if I'm not allowed to go, I'll definitely stream them at home.
Well, it's like I feel you there. Like I would rather do it, but if I don't feel like it that week or whatever, or I'm just like I just don't want to go to the movies that day or something, and I can watch it at home, I feel like a lot more people are gonna like watch it immediately. Like let's say like you can't make it to the movies for like the next 2 weeks of work or social obligations, but you have like 2 hours at the end of the night, like when you're laying in bed to watch a movie, you're probably gonna watch it there, right? If you can, versus waiting 2 or 3 weeks to go catch it in a movie theater or schedule time for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's I mean, I don't care. Like, I'm a weirdo. I'll go see movies alone. So if I want to go see it, I'll go see it. But I don't know. People are. I get it. Like going to the movie theater is expensive if you get anything other than a movie ticket. So.
Right. Yeah. That's also a good point too, right? Like if it costs you $5-10 to rent it, for one viewing versus going to a movie theater and then having to pay 20 or $30 because how often do people go to the movie theater and not buy anything, right? Like usually they'll smuggle in something, but they're gonna buy something.
Yeah, they're idiots. They could be sneaking in fucking Chipotle like me. Fucking.
That's right. Sneak it in as much as you can.
Mm-hmm. All right, dudes, we're at 2 hours. That went by fast. I guess we'll try to find Rob for next week. See if we can figure out where he's at or what he's doing. And
he might be quarantined for another 14 days or something. Who knows?
Yeah,
the COVID kid, man. He's leaving New York. Awesome. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Yeah, exactly, dude. He'll probably like it though because it's more video game time, right? He's COVID. Yeah. No one can force him to go out and do anything. He's just stuck at home playing video games. So, it's not all bad, right? Depending on how bad your reaction is, But anybody got any final comments or anything? Poon, thank you for joining us in Rob's absence.
Trump 2020, Poon. I'm with you, man. Fight the power.
Alrighty.
Thanks for filling in, Poon. But we'll see you guys on election night. So.
Yep, we will be here for election night, of course.
For the debacle.
Thank you for listening to Subtle Propaganda. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow us on our social media. You can find our podcast anywhere podcasts are uploaded, which include our pre- and post-show. We will be live next week at 7 p.m. Eastern. And don't forget to tell us how wrong we were in the comments. See you next time.